Hey everyone, it's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community on the planet. Today's Thursday, August 10th. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to be discussing some pretty bad news. Trulieve ex-CFO was wrongly accused of expensing and personal expenses over $350,000, racking up personal expenses on the company credit card. So this is very, very bad. As we know, he is now the ex-CFO, and they have a new interim CFO, but this is definitely not good. I did a video on MSOS as well, talking about how US MJ looked a lot weaker than Canadian MJ, and that it could get worse before it gets better. And some of the earnings were less than awesome as well on the US side. So we're going to discuss all this and more. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also make sure to go over on X, formerly Twitter, and follow at Group Pow on X. I'll be using that as my platform going forward. I also just did a video yesterday. Trulieve Q2 2023 revenue slips 3% sequentially, but beats analyst estimates. So you can check out that video if you haven't already seen it. But here's the article from MJ Biz Daily. It came out yesterday. So Trulieve MJ alleges ex-CFO wrongly expensed more than $350,000. Florida-based MJ multistate operator Trulieve is evaluating its options after discovering the company's former chief financial officer allegedly sought reimbursements for personal expenses and used the MSO's corporate credit cards inappropriately, racking up as much as $400,000 in personal expenses. This is bad. And then we know that one of the employees on site at Trulieve died. And that, heart goes out to that person and their family and affected by that. But it just hasn't been a good go here for Trulieve. And personally, I do not own any Trulieve stock, full disclosure. And this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I don't own any directly. I own some indirectly through the ETF MSOS. But I just never had a good feeling about Trulieve. I mean, they have a foothold in they're basically the whole medical market in Florida. They basically own the Florida market. And then if we get legalization of the U.S., legalization of medical in the U.S., we could see this stock absolutely catapult to the upside. But again, I see way more red flags than I'm seeing, good things here. And I always had a funny feeling. We had that also husband of Trulieve CEO sentenced to 3 years and fined $125 million. Bribery trial, husband of Trulieve CEO bragged about medical MJ pull. So it's just been a rough go for the last few years on Trulieve, and then obviously down over 90% from February 2021 and all-time highs, just following the rest of the sector. But the company's audit committee investigated former CFO Alex D'Amico expense reimbursement submissions after he resigned from the role in June, according to regulatory filings. The audit committee and the company determined that Mr. D'Amico engaged in conduct that was inconsistent with the company's policies and procedures by both submitting expense reimbursements for personal expenses as well as utilizing corporate credit cards for personal expenses, the company alleged in its latest quarterly earnings report. The investigation has concluded, and the company estimates that the total amount in question is between $350,000 and $400,000. The money has not been paid back, the report noted, and D'Amico and Trulieve did not immediately respond to MJ Biz Daily request for comment. Trulieve said it is now evaluating its options, which could include seeking restitution from Mr. D'Amico of the amounts determined to have been inappropriately reimbursed and making corrective tax reports relating to any such amounts not recovered. According to the report, the expenses didn't have a material impact on any of the company's previously reported financial statements. So that's good there. D'Amico was appointed to the role in 2020. His total compensation in 2022 exceeded $1.5 million, according to the regulatory filings. Exceeded $1.5 million, but yet he still has to, go out and rack personal. This is laughable. That included, among other things, a base salary of $400,000, $432,500 in stock awards, and $545,420 in option awards. He resigned in June 2022. Ryan Bluss, the company's vice president of finance, took over as interim CFO until Tim Mullaney was appointed on July 10th. Mullaney resigned 10 days later for personal reasons. Just gets better, doesn't it? Bluss has resumed the role of interim CFO as the company searches for a permanent replacement. D'Amico started a new job on August 7th as CFO at New Jersey-based medical technology company Cytosorbents, according to a news release. And then, as you can see here, Alex D'Amico, Chief Financial Officer, used to be here at Trulieve. So over 20 years experience plus years experience. DAmico has held finance and accounting leadership positions in technology, healthcare, and entertainment. Startups or Fortune 200 companies. And then, Trulieve announces appointment of Ryan Blust as interim chief financial officer. And then if we go here, he has over 18 years of accounting and finance experience. Mr. Blust joined the company in September 2018. Prior to joining the company, Mr. Blust served as a controller at Vector Solutions, a software company. Blust also served as CFO for Honeycomb Company of America, an aerospace manufacturer, and as assistant controller for MarineMax, a retail boat company. He began his career in public accounting in 2004, served with both Cherry Backert as well as Bobbitt, Pittenger and Company. A little bit of background there, but as you can see, there's a lot more here, a lot more questions than answers. And again, this is one of the reasons why I've been reluctant to add Trulieve directly. Like I said, I have some exposure indirectly through the MSOS ETF, but let me know in the comments below, what do you think of all this? Does it make your blood boil? Do you still hold the stock? Are you concerned? Or are you looking at adding it? Again, I see a lot more questions than answers here. And I always had a weird feeling when it came to Trulieve. And we just don't know who the leaders are going to be in the US yet, right? It's too early to tell. If you take a look at the Trulieve chart, on a daily basis, we're only trading, like a few million, right? When you look at a name like Tilray, it's listed on the NASDAQ and the US major exchange, in some days, there's $100 million, $200 million traded plus, right? If you go back to a day in March on Tilray, there was actually almost $2.2 billion traded in one single day on Tilray stock. And that's just on the NASDAQ, not even including the Toronto Stock Exchange, right? So if you factor that in, like Trulieve's only trading, a couple million, right? Struggling to trade $10-20 million in one day, and Tilray's trading like $2.2 billion and easily in the hundreds of millions, right? So we know who the leaders are in Canada. The fact of the matter is we just don't know who the leaders are going to be in the US. I think Trulieve has the potential, but again, I got a bad gut feeling about it. I really like Curaleaf. And full disclosure, I do own Curaleaf stock. I like Cresco. I own that as well. I like Green Thumb, but I don't think Trulieve. Again, if things change and I buy it in the future and we start to see some good, some things start to trend back to the positive direction, we start to see lots of good news articles, but that employee passing away, now this scandal with the ex-CFO wrongly expensing more than close to $400,000 on personal expenses on the corporate credit card, the ties to, of the husband, and it just doesn't look good whatsoever. And if we take a look at the chart here, it is a daily inside bar, so a tightening range. We did confirm a daily uptrend with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So once we broke above 562, we confirmed that daily uptrend. So that means zoom out to the weekly time frame and watch for the weekly bounce to get underway, which is happening. We're breaking the high of last week, but it's still very, very weak at the moment. If we take a look at the monthly time frame, we're not even anywhere close to starting the monthly bounce we did last month, but we still need to confirm a higher low and a higher high to confirm a monthly uptrend. And before we can be confident that the bottom is in, this multi-year bear market is in, then we need to confirm monthly uptrends on Trulieve and across the sector, right? Not just US producers, Canadian producers, retailers, both in the US and Canada, and ETFs as well. And we're months away, at least 3 or 4 months away, in my opinion, before confirming monthly uptrends. But we are starting to see we're getting above the 10-week moving average here, which was resistance. We're confirming it now as support, trying to get back above it. We did have a bear cross of the stochastic, and the MACD is bullish still as well. So if we can get a 10-week candle close over 555, that's what I'd like to see here on the CSC, so Canadian dollars. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, there's nothing nearby into the 50 weekly there at 992. So again, if we can start to get over, some of our nearby resistances and get over that $6 mark and then get some momentum across the sector, we could easily be heading up to that $9 mark in a hurry. And that also lines up with the 200-day moving average at 897. And we're getting above that 50-day moving average. We could see a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average over the next few months. I think it's going to be at least 2 or 3 months for that pattern to play out. And you can see the last time it happened, price, whenever we had a golden cross, the 50-day cross through the 200, price is at around $15, and we went all the way up to about $67. Then we had a death cross with the 50 above the 200 crossing. Price went from about $45 all the way down to $5. Now we're even more beaten down than we were here, and a potential golden cross looming here into the end of the year. We could get a HHS review rescheduled to Schedule 3, which would solve 280E, would send the sector soaring, and then we could even get safe banking progress as well. But safe won't solve 280E, so I think the most likely scenario and catalyst to knock us out of this bear market would be rescheduling, and I think rescheduling to Schedule 3 is the most likely scenario. But at the moment, still trying to get over that 50-day, and a lot of names are getting above their 50-day moving average. So it's getting above its, look at Tilray, it's getting above its 200-day moving average. And then we're starting to potentially see a golden cross here. So I think a big move is coming in MJ. And like I said, it's probably going to be related to some sort of massive catalyst in the sector, either HHS or review of Schedule 3, safe banking. We know Germany's coming online. They could approve legalization bill as early as next week, experts are saying, and media is reporting. We could get legalization of medical in the US. We could even get Florida on the ballot for recreational in the next year or two. So there's a lot of catalysts to be looking out for. But again, definitely some risk with Trulieve in my opinion. But if we start to do what Tilray and the rest of the sector is doing and trend back to its 200-day moving average, like I said, that would put us around that $9 mark. But let me know what you think of this news. Does it make your blood boil? Do you own any Trulieve directly or indirectly like myself through MSOS? Always love hearing from you. Going to end it there. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you on the next video.